I may have just ruined an 18-year friendship with one sentence. Claire, 31, has been my best friend since middle school. She was the first to welcome me when I was the new girl, and we've been inseparable ever since. We went to the same college, we're roommates our freshman and final year. We've always dreamed of raising kids together, like twins, side by side. Even after work pulled me away 2 years ago, our bond remained unshaken, until one conversation changed everything. Claire had always dreamed of starting a family, so when she told me she was pregnant, I was thrilled for her. Even better, she was moving in with her boyfriend. I had a business trip in her city and planned to stay a few extra days to celebrate. When we met up, she told me how she and her boyfriend, Jay, reconnected. They used to work together, but couldn't date due to company rules. Years later, they randomly ran into each other at a convenience store. Sparks reignited, and they've been together ever since. But then she told me something that made my stomach drop. Before Jay, she had been dating another man, someone older, wealthy. She had been seeing both of them at the same time. She called it not putting all her eggs in one basket. And when she found out she was pregnant, the older man didn't take it well. He told her bluntly, "Claire, I can't do this. I've raised my kids. I don't want to start over. Kindergarten pickups, parent-teacher conferences, all of it. I'm not spending the next 18 years doing this again. I'm moving in a few months anyway. I've accepted a new position somewhere." Then he suggested she terminate the pregnancy, asking her coldly if she needed money to take care of it. Devastated, she left his apartment in tears. That same night, Jay saw her upset, took her to his place, comforted her, and asked what was wrong. She told him she was pregnant, and he was overjoyed. She told me Jay had been dreaming of starting a family. He immediately stepped up, promising to take care of her and the baby, and convinced her to move in with him. Hearing it all, my mind reeled. The casual way she spoke about juggling two men, the other guy's callous dismissal of his own child. My heart went out to her, but a nagging thought started to form. It was a question I almost didn't dare to ask, but it felt crucial. I hesitated before I asked, "Claire, are you sure Jay is the father?" She froze. "What do you mean?" I met her eyes. "You were with both of them around the same time. If the baby isn't his, he deserves to know." I reminded her that a DNA test might reveal everything. Maybe it really was Jay's baby. Maybe everything would turn out fine. She thanked me for my advice and said she'd think about it. 2 days later, I finally met Jay at dinner. He was affectionate, attentive, clearly in love with Claire. The way he looked at her like she was his entire world. While he stepped away for a moment, I whispered, "Have you told him?" She snapped, "Drop it." Her voice hardened. "I'm choosing to believe it's Jay's. I'm not doing this." Jay returned just as she was trying to compose herself. He asked if she was okay. I pretended to have a headache and left early. Later, she texted me to apologize for speaking rudely and said she had handled it. When she texted that she had handled it, I wanted to believe her. I desperately hoped she'd had that tough conversation, that she had chosen honesty. Part of me genuinely thought she had. A month later, Jay called me. He wanted me to help plan her proposal. I was excited to plan the perfect proposal for my best girl. We picked out a ring, mapped out the venue. We planned to do it at her baby shower. I was in charge of the gender reveal, so it was the perfect opportunity. Everything was falling into place. And then I ruined it. During one of these proposal planning calls with Jay, that it just slipped out. I was so caught up in the excitement, in the joy of their future, and in what I thought was a resolved issue that I completely let my guard down. I said, "I'm so happy you two worked through the paternity issue." Silence. I could literally hear a pin drop. Jay asked what paternity issue. I froze. I didn't share too many details. It wasn't my place to, but I did say there was a chance the baby might not be his. Hours later, Claire called me, screaming, crying, cursing. She said I had destroyed everything, and maybe I did. I confided in my parents about everything. My mom acknowledged that it wasn't my place to interfere, but she still believes I did the right thing. My dad, however, stood firmly by me, insisting that Jay had every right to know the truth. Was I wrong? Did I betray her trust? Was I out of line? If you knew your best friend might be lying to the father of her child, would you speak up? Or would you stay loyal, no matter the cost? Am I the asshole?